Shalom. I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rokakadash, double honors to the apostles of GMS who rule well, and shalom out there to the elect. Now I'm going to entitle this video either brown or red, okay? Why? Because there's a misconception out there in the world, about being a black person or a white person, okay? Now, yes, when you look around the planet Earth today, besides, the so-called white race, these other nations, they all have their own shades of brown, okay? There's all these other nations have some type of brown in them, okay? Now, not all nations that are brown skin are the same, okay? Because the Lord made all nations different, especially the nation of Israel, okay? Now, when you look on the planet Earth, the only people with no color in their body is the so-called white man, okay? The so-called Caucasians, okay? Why? Because that's a curse of leprosy that the Most High put on them, all right? Going back to when Cain and Abel, all right, at the time of Cain and Abel, when Cain slew his brother Abel, and the Lord reincarnated Cain back, and Cain came back as Esau, all right. The Most High stripped his melanin away from him, all right, and that's why Esau came out red all over like an hairy garment, because he was basically naked with no melanin, all right. He was stripped from his color, okay. He was bare from his color, okay. And being a so-called white person is not a blessing, all right. It's a curse, all right. But before I get to that, I'm going to start off with the book of Genesis chapter 2 verse 7, and it reads, "And Yahweh's powers formed man off the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul." Okay, now it said Yahweh's powers formed the man off the dust of the ground, and when you look at the ground, you notice that the ground is a brown color, all right? And the more and more you dig into it, the darker and darker it gets. But the point is, when you look at the ground, what's the color of the ground? It's brown, all right? It's a brown color, okay? And that's how man was formed, from the ground, all right? That's so you have different shades of brown, all right? And all right, it didn't say man when you look at the ground isn't white, all right? It's a brown color, all right? And that's where man was formed, from the ground from the ground, all right? Now, being so-called white is not a blessing, all right? And I'm going to prove that, with an account here in Numbers chapter 12 verse 10, okay? And this is going into how Merman, there's a woman here named Merman. What she basically did was, she got into the face of Moses and basically spoke against him because he married an Ethiopian woman, okay? And that kind of angered the Lord, all right? Now I'm going to get straight to the verse where it says Numbers chapter 12 verse 10, "And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Merman became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Merman, and behold, she was leprous." Okay, now Merman was a dark-skinned woman, all right? She had melanin in her, all right? And what did the Lord do because of what she did? The Lord stripped her of her color. And she said, "Behold, Merman became leprous," all right? Being so-called white is a leprosy, all right? That's leprosy. That's a deficiency, all right? That's not a blessing, all right? White as snow, all right? A so-called white person, all right? She looked like a so-called white person because the Lord took her color away from her, like he did to Esau, all right? And that's why it says, "And Aaron looked upon Merman, and behold, she was leprous." Because, well, why? Because the Lord stripped her of her color, all right? And that's not a good thing, being a so-called white person, man. Because there's a lot of deficiencies that come with that. You get skin cancer, that you get burnt, you turn real red when the sun hits you with those ray beams and stuff, all right? You don't get the benefits like a black person would with a person with color. You get vitamin, you get vitamin D, it just makes you feel good, man, all right? Being a so-called white person is not a blessing, man, all right? That's a curse, all right? Esau is just, he's just mad because he's not the chosen people, all right? That's why he labels you so-called black people black, which the word black alone means void of light. It means negative. It's a negative thing, all right? And he calls himself white, which means pure. He's the light. When in reality, he's not the real white person. Why? Because we're the children of the light, all right? And we come from Yahweh Shem Yashai. Yahweh Shem Yashai is the light, all right? And you so-called white people, you're the children of darkness, man. All right? So in reality, we're the real white people, and you're the black people, all right? That's nothing but white supremacy, all right? So-called white supremacy, all right? You so-called white people, you the devil that the Bible speaks of. That's how you label, Jake, so-called black man black, all right? And you label yourself so-called white. Why? Because you're trying to hide your identity for being Esau, man. Okay? But the truth is coming out that you the devil, right? You so-called white people all going into slavery, man. Okay? But the point of the video is there's no such thing as a black person, okay? And no such thing as a white person. You're either brown, a person with brown skin, or a person that's red. Now, yeah, you're gonna have some Israelites that are gonna look like a so-called white person because the Lord took their color away from them. But when we're in the kingdom, they're gonna get their color back, okay? They're gonna look so-called black, okay? A brown-skinned person, all right? Because you have a lot of jakes out there, that have the curse of leprosy on them, okay? They have so-called white skin with so-called blue eyes and so-called blonde hair, okay? When I saw leprosy, man. All right, having yellow hair is leprosy. Having blue eyes is leprosy. Having so-called white skin is leprosy, okay? But in the kingdom, those Israelites with that curse, they're gonna get their melatonin back, okay? But but with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Shem Yashai, Bahashim Ruach Kadash, the bonds to the apostles of GMS, and shalom to the elect. Shalom.